Hi everyone, Richard Robbins here. I got asked a question the other day and somebody asked me, they said, what is the greatest quality of a leader? I thought, first of all, what a great question, but then I had to think about the answer. And the more I thought about it, I came up with the whole idea that I think it's integrity-powered leadership. But let me explain, because a lot of people are confused to what integrity is. Many years ago, I was taking a course, and I was sitting in the front row. It was a 4-day program, and there was about 250 people in the room. And you know, the instructor, she said, you know, how many people in the room think they have integrity? Well, of course, I was one of the first ones to raise my hand, and so did many other people in the room. And then, of course, she looked down at me and she called me up on stage, and you know what that feeling is. Now I'm going, I know I'm in trouble right now. Anyway, she said, Rich, why do you think you have integrity? And I said, well, I have integrity because I pay my bills on time. If I'm supposed to meet somebody at 2 o'clock, I meet them at 2 o'clock. I show up, you know, I keep my appointments. I do what I say I'm going to do. And she goes, well, that's good. Good for you. She goes, that's very admirable. She goes, that's wonderful. But she goes, let me ask you this. She goes, has there ever been a time in your life where you woke up in the morning and you said to yourself, you know, today I'm going to exercise right after work? And of course, you got to work, you got busy, and you never got around to exercising. I said, well, yeah, I've done that before. She said, what about this? Has ever been a time in your life where you said, do you want to know something? What I'm going to do is I'm going to eat really healthy today. And she says, you make it till about noon before you're going through the drive-thru at McDonald's. I said, well, I've done things like that before. She goes, maybe a time in your life when you said, you know, I'm going to phone this person today and say thank you to them for something they maybe did. And of course, you got so busy with all of the urgencies, you never got around to that. And I said, oh, I've done that too. And then she looked at me with a smile and she said, well, that's exactly what most people think integrity is. See, most people think integrity is keeping their commitments with everybody else. But she goes, the true meaning of integrity is not keeping your commitments with everybody else, but it's keeping the commitments with yourself. That's right. And she went on to explain something to me that made a huge difference in my life. And I can say that it's sort of revolutionized my life in many, many ways. And not that I'm in perfect integrity all the time, but I'm not, but I think about it. She said this. She goes, think about this. Rich, if you can't keep commitments with yourself, what on earth makes you deserving of the opportunity to have a commitment or even the opportunity for an appointment with somebody else? And I thought, boy, that's a really good message. She said, when you don't keep commitments with yourself, you don't feel good. In other words, you start to experience guilt and you start to experience regret. When you don't work out, you know, when you're not eating like you want to eat, when you're not phoning the people you want to phone, when you're not setting up the date night, when you're not doing what it is you know you should be doing to live the life that you want to live. When you do that, you're out of integrity. And then you feel guilt, you feel regret. And when you feel that, how do you feel about yourself? Not so good. And when you don't feel good about yourself, how do you perform in the world? Not so good. And I'll never forget that message. And I thought, you want to know something? She's 100% right. Most of us, for all of the right reasons, we're pretty good at keeping our appointments with everybody else. But what about the most important appointments we have are the appointments we have with ourselves. And not necessarily because what it is we do, but because of the way it makes us feel when we do it. Because when we build ourselves up, then we become better leaders. When we feel good about us, then we become better leaders. We become great examples in the world, which I think is really important. So it's a message that meant a lot to me. And when I got that question, what do you think is the greatest quality in a leader? I think it's integrity. But where I think most people are confused is to what integrity is. Anyway, thank you for watching.